Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I'm doing a layout for two challenges. One challenge is the December sketch challenge, and you can see that sketch right up there in the top right hand corner. And the second challenge is the manufacturer's challenge, and you're supposed to use a manufacturer with a C or an H. So I went ahead and pulled out my beloved crepe paper. I do have my crepe paper separated from everything else because it is my favorite. So right here I am using this pink paper to do as a border. This was one of those specialty paper. No, what? It wasn't specialty. It was like the exclusive paper or whatnot that Scrapbook.com did for the Maggie Holmes line. And then I'm also pulling out this Notes and Things paper with all those pretty little flowers all the way around. I wasn't scrapbooking yet when that line came out, and it's very sad because I love everything I have found that is from the Notes and Things. I think that is a beautiful collection. This other paper is kind of like a ledger paper. I don't really recall what line that was. Right here I just used some washi tape to put those two pieces of paper together. I am trimming it down to where I will have a 1/4 inch border around the whole thing. I will pull out my corner chomper and round the edges of the bottom and of the top. Now the reason I did that was because in that sketch it shows the corners of the photos rounded, but I didn't want to do that, so I just kind of rounded the corners of that base. So there you go. I did use a strip of this other paper kind of just to cover that seam, and then I am going to pull out some embellishments. Now on the sketch challenge, it's like a sketch with a twist, and you had to use 4 die cuts, and they could be pre-printed die cuts, or they could be die cuts that you have used your die cut machine to get. I end up doing a combination of both. Now, the reason I had gutted out the center of this paper wasn't because it was so fabulous and I wanted it. I actually thought I was going to mat the photos with that, or possibly even use that plain pink for some die cuts, which I don't end up doing. So now it's just like a scrap. So I pulled out this little baggie, and it has a whole bunch of crepe paper stuff in it, and I'm going through it, seeing what I might want to use. There's just remnants of paper that I liked and didn't want to get rid of. There are actual die cuts. There are things I fussy cut. I have 4 or 5 baggies like this just full of crepe paper stuff. I did end up going through a couple of them to land on what I thought I might want to use. I don't keep that all in though. These 2 die cuts you can see where I laid on the paper, those were like border die cuts. I am going to end up using those. All the rest of the bits that I just throw on the page are things I think I could use or things I think I can work with. And they are going to stay up there. Here's the second bag. I love pulling out the crepe paper stuff. It's like, you know how you will work with a kit? To me, when I pull that out, it's like I just have this ginormous kit, right? Because I have iris container that is just papers and another iris container that is just embellishments. And it's just like this giant kit, right? I think I might want to do that with a few other manufacturers, or maybe just put something together myself. It's just fun to pull out every once in a while. Now, I don't typically hoard things, but if you could say I hoard something, it would be crepe paper. And it's just because I don't pull it out that often. I love it. It's my favorite, but I just don't pull it out that often. I'm not sure why. It's like I want to keep them and look at them and see how pretty they are. I don't know. So you can see I did whittle down the bits a little bit. I have a little pile on the right and a little pile on the left. I have that darling up there. The darling is going to stay in, of course, like I said, so are these border pieces. Now they weren't long enough to go all the way under the photo, and that's okay. I end up doing a little bit on the right and a little bit on the left. And then in the center where nothing hangs down, that's where I end up doing my journaling. I did pull out this flower piece and also this heart. I thought I'd make a cluster right there with that. Those end up going away as well. I will pull out my Big Shot and die cut some more pieces. I had recently picked up a new die. I think it was on Black Friday, and it's like this wreath, and they're like little teeny tiny flowers, and I really wanted to use it. I might have pulled that into my Mini Kit Mondays and never did use it for that, but I really wanted to. I like to, when I get new supplies or new tools, I like to use them right away. I don't know what it is. It's just something about something new that I just got. I just want to use it immediately. You can see the back of those photos are this brown. That's a piece of paper that I thought I would never use, so I just went ahead and used the opposite side of it, which was white, to frame my photos with. These are photos of Riley, and she's sleeping. The last time I had her and she came over, I think I might have had her for 4 hours. She slept the entire time except for like 20 minutes. So we didn't really get to spend that much time together. I was tempted to wake her up, and Jim's like, you better not. Because the time before, I need to do a scrapbook layout about that time. But the time before, she cried almost the whole time. She just wanted Granny to hold her. She did not feel good. So this time when she came over, Jim's like, you better not wake her up. So I didn't mess with her. Here's where I pull out the big shot. I am doing a large wreath, a small wreath, and then you can see those little flowers over to the side. I do cut several of those out as well. Here's where I lost some footage because, of course I did. My battery in my camera keeps dying really fast. I gotta remedy that. I don't know if I need to get a new battery or maybe just keep it plugged in, but anyways, I lost some of it. So you can see I put that deer die cut down. There's a piece of the wreath at the top right hand side of the photo cluster, a piece of the wreath over under where I'm putting Darling right now, and then that teeny tiny small wreath at the bottom right hand of that photo bit. When I cut the flowers out, I cut them out in a yellow scrap that I found in one of those crepe paper baggies, and so those yellow flowers are scattered around the wreaths. I also cut out some pink ones, and the pink ones I'll just randomly put down as well. I'm going to put one right up there by Darling, and then one at the right hand side of that bottom photo. After that, I pull out some Heidi Swap Color Shine in Gold and give that a splatter around the page. This is a really simple page. I didn't do much to it. I am going to go back in and write my journaling under the photo, and I'm going to write it with a Staedtler pen in brown because I thought that tie didn't go with the brown deer. I could have wrote it in black as well because of that Darling up top. Usually if I have a black piece, I will tie that in somewhere else in the layout, but in this instance, I didn't do it. I don't know that I felt it needed it. Alright guys, after that, I don't do anything else to this layout. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.